Most authors struggle with one core thing: validation. For every author, having someone say something good about your work matters a lot. That's where review platforms come in. They promise visibility, feedback, and credibility. Each platform has its own strengths, its own limits, and its own risks depending on how and when you use it. So who are we? We're verified book reviews. And we're authors too, just like you. We've been through the same confusion, the same doubts, and the same trial and error on Amazon KDP. This platform exists because we genuinely want authors to succeed on their Amazon KDP journey, not just feel comfortable, but actually build something that lasts. We don't claim we're the only good option. Some platforms do certain things better than others, and we do some things our own way. So in this video, we're going to compare all the major review platforms, breaking down their strengths, weaknesses, and how they actually work, so you can decide what makes sense for you. Let's break down the comparison. Let's start with our verified book reviews. They come from real people in our community. These are active members who use the platform every day. No random outsiders or one-time reviewers who show up and leave. What makes these reviews happen? Our internal credit system. It's tied to real participation. The more you join in and contribute, the more credits you get. The platform keeps it fair and balanced. No free rides. You earn them by putting in the work. The big strength here? We follow Amazon's rules exactly. That keeps your account risk super low. Reviews come in slowly and steadily. No big jumps that look fake and trigger alarms. Plus, we're one of the few places that offer visual reviews, like photos and videos. Amazon loves those. They make your book page look more real and trustworthy. In short, these reviews show up over time and fit in naturally. No red flags that say, something's off. We've seen the stats. 80% of new authors quit after their first 3 books. Only 5% make it to book 12. That means 95% waste a ton of money on bad review sites before they give up. To fix that, we have a basic package. It costs about as much as a big coffee at Starbucks. No huge upfront spend that leaves you mad and out of cash. It keeps things cheap to start, so new authors can try it without big risk. It works great for beginners, but also for anyone who wants to keep their account safe long-term instead of chasing quick wins. These reviews have the best chance of staying on your book for good, and just to be clear, this isn't only for new authors. If you're already established and managing multiple books or a larger catalog, we have higher-tier packages as well. They follow the same long-term, policy-safe approach, and even then, the pricing stays significantly lower than most other review platforms out there. Now, the honest limits. This isn't for getting a flood of reviews fast. It's for steady growth through real effort. No shortcuts. Everyone waits in line. Money doesn't let you jump ahead. If you want 10 to 20 reviews a week for one book and don't care about quality, we're not the right fit. Alright, now let's talk about Pubby. Pubby is set up as an author-to-author review spot. The whole thing runs on activity and speed, not slow and steady pacing. The reviews come from other writers. These are authors swapping reads on the platform, not everyday readers who stumble across your book on their own. To pull that off, Pubby has a point setup. You rack up points by reviewing other folks' books, then cash them in to get reviews for yours. It's a straight swap. You give, you get, you spend. The big win here is the sheer number of reviews. They can roll in pretty quick if you stay on it and hustle, but when it comes to Amazon rules, that's where it gets dicey. The back and forth setup can create patterns that stick out. When a bunch of reviews drop from similar accounts all at once, it doesn't always blend in like real life. Cost-wise, it's right in the middle. Not the rock-bottom deal, but not fancy priced either. How the reviews land. Fast and bunched up. You might get a handful in a day or two, not spread out over a month. This fits best if you need a quick visibility bump and you know the risks you're taking. The catch is quality can swing wild, and if you hammer it too much, those patterns could bite you. Some authors who went all in without getting Amazon's review radar have griped about compliance headaches. Now let's look at BookBounty. BookBounty gets reviews from both readers and authors. Some people are there because they genuinely want to read new books, while others are authors participating to stay active on the platform. The main incentive is free or discounted copies. That makes it fairly easy to get your book in front of people who are willing to pick it up and read it. To be honest, guys, I don't know a reader who is just interested in reading a newly published book by a new author unless there is some kind of mutual benefit involved. The big strength here is access. It's simple to launch an ARC-style campaign and start getting eyes on your book without too much setup. from an Amazon policy perspective. The risk sits in the middle. It's not overly aggressive, but how safe it looks depends a lot on how and when the reviews come in. Now, the cost is where most authors really feel it. BookBounty is on the expensive side, especially for new authors who are testing the waters and watching every dollar. As I told you, no one is interested in reading a new author's book without some benefit, so for me, this $25 to $250 per month is only for millionaire authors. Not for me yet. The way reviews show up is irregular. Some land quickly, others take time, and the flow isn't always predictable. This platform works best for arc-style campaigns, particularly around a launch window. The downside is consistency. Reviewer quality can vary quite a bit, and because of the higher cost, it's not always the best fit for authors on a tight budget. Now let's talk about Get Book Reviewed. This platform mainly works with authors. So, once again, you're in an author-driven environment rather than a pure reader-driven one. The system runs on platform credits. You buy credits, and those credits are used to request reviews. It's structured, it's controlled, and it's not chaotic. The biggest strength here is that it's an established platform with a large user base. It's been around for a while, and because of that, the overall setup feels more stable compared to some of the faster, more aggressive systems. From an Amazon policy point of view, it sits on the low to moderate side of risk. It's not pushing hard for speed, and that naturally keeps things a bit safer. Now, let's talk about cost. The last time I checked, the entry price was around $24 per month. That's the latest figure I'm aware of. Even at that level, it's clearly built for authors who already have some budget and are comfortable spending upfront. The way reviews show up is slow and inconsistent. You might wait longer than expected, and the timing isn't always predictable. This works best for authors who have patience, some financial flexibility, and are working on higher value projects rather than testing things out for the first time. The downside is turnaround time and overall cost. For new authors especially, it can feel expensive for what you get, and it's not designed for gradual, participation-driven growth the way our system is. Now let's look at BookSirens. BookSirens works with readers, not authors. The people reviewing your book are there mainly because they want early access to new releases. The incentive here is simple. Free books through ARC distribution. And let's be honest for a second. Do you personally know readers who wake up excited to read books by completely unknown authors with no benefit attached? Because I don't. Most people are here because there's something in it for them, and that's exactly how this model works. The main strength of BookSirens is control. The platform is built to manage ARC distribution in a structured way, especially around launches, from an Amazon policy point of view. The risk sits in the middle. It's generally safer than fast reciprocal systems, but timing still matters because reviews often arrive around the same launch window. Now, let's talk about cost, because this is where many new authors hesitate. There's a $10 charge just to submit your book. On top of that, it's about $2 per reader, and that $2 doesn't guarantee a review. You're paying for the read, not the confirmation that a review will actually come through, so yes, cost is on the higher side. It's not something most new authors jump into casually, especially when you're still testing what works and watching every dollar. The way reviews show up follows a structured release pattern. You'll usually see reviews come in around the launch period rather than being spread out over a long time. This platform works best for pre-launch or early launch strategies, especially if you already have a plan and some budget set aside. The limitation is access and flexibility. They rejected all my books, saying they didn't have enough readers in that segment. It's not very beginner-friendly, and if you're just testing things out or trying to grow slowly, it can feel restrictive and expensive. Now let's talk about Reedsy Discovery. Reedsy works with editorial reviewers. These are professional reviewers writing polished, magazine-style reviews, not casual readers and not authors swapping favors. The model here is straightforward. You pay to submit your book. There's no participation system, no credits, no exchanges. You're paying for a shot at editorial attention. The core strength here is presentation. If you get a positive review, it looks clean, professional, and quote-worthy, something you can use in your book description or other promotional material, but it's important to understand who's reviewing your book. These aren't fellow authors or everyday readers. They're editors with their own tastes and standards. So if your book doesn't line up with what they're looking for, the result can be neutral or underwhelming, even if regular readers enjoy it. From an Amazon policy point of view, the risk is on the lower side. Reviews don't come in fast, and there's no aggressive behavior pattern. That part is fine. Now, here's where reality kicks in. This is the most expensive option on the table. You're paying premium pricing just to be considered, and payment does not guarantee that you'll actually get reviewed, and honestly, if you're not extremely confident that your book is truly exceptional, like genuinely standout level, I would seriously question whether this is worth your money. You're basically betting on an editor liking your book enough to pick it. And that's not something most new or even mid-level authors should assume will happen. The review pattern is very slow. You're not building momentum here. You're waiting, sometimes a long time, for a single editorial-style review. This works best for authors who are chasing prestige rather than volume. Things like pulling one polished quote for a press kit or a landing page. The limitation is pretty clear. It's expensive, slow, and uncertain. If your goal is steady review growth, long-term account safety, or affordability, this isn't a practical path. It's more of a high-risk, high-ego play than a foundation strategy. So when you put all of this side by side, one thing becomes clear: there's no such thing as a perfect review platform. There are only tools that fit different goals at different stages. If you want speed, some platforms give you that, but it usually comes with pattern risk. If you want prestige, you can pay for it, but there are no guarantees. And if you want long-term safety, consistency, and affordability, the system has to be built very differently. One more reality most people don't talk about. Based on what we've seen, if you do absolutely nothing, maybe 1 out of 100 readers will leave a review on their own. That means waiting for reviews without putting in any effort is usually not a strategy. You have to work for them, one way or another. That's why we built verified book reviews the way we did. Not to win a speed race, and not to sell hype, but to help authors grow without burning their Amazon accounts or their budgets. Whether you choose us or not, the important thing is this: know what you're paying for, know the trade-offs, and don't chase quick wins that cost you later. Whatever path you take, we wish you very good luck.